While researchers race to produce vaccines for COVID-19, countries around the world are already jockeying for what comes next, a potentially intense competition to get their hands on them.
And then which countries get the vaccine I'm going to tell you who's going to get it. It's going to be those who can pay for it.
UCSF researcher Dr. Eric Gooseby has seen the struggle for resources before as U.S. Global AIDS Coordinator and Special Envoy for Tuberculosis. He says it's critical that vaccines are distributed on a needs basis first.
It shouldn't just be available in a free-for-all fight, even though I told you how it's going to unfold. It should be done in a way that allows for a prioritization of need. The sicker people should get it first.
Already, countries like Britain have secured millions of potential doses, signing a reported deal with vaccine partners GlaxoSmithKline and Sanofi, while Japan is reportedly doing the same thing with Pfizer, and several members of the European Union have signed with AstraZeneca, all prompting concerns over what some global health experts are calling vaccine nationalism.
It means that every nation, instead of cooperating, as we hope they will, instead decides to compete and prioritize their own people first.
Dr. David Roman is a senior fellow for international studies at Stanford. He worries about developing countries being initially left behind and what their options might be if hundreds of thousands of lives are on the line.
Those countries that have not been able to develop their own vaccine from the start will simply beg, borrow, and perhaps steal.
And those choices could be even trickier in this crisis, since many of the vaccine patents will be held by major drug companies with research and manufacturing centers spread across multiple countries. Populations that might feel an ethical, if not legal, right to a share of a vaccine. The U.S. is reportedly requiring some of the companies it's financing to produce a vaccine domestically and has shifted its focus away from at least one major global player.
Because they have failed to make the requested and greatly needed reforms, we will be today terminating our relationship with the World Health Organization.
While groups like the World Health Organization may no longer have U.S. cooperation, they still likely have international support. And researchers like Stanford vaccine expert Dr. Ivan Maldonado say that could be significant, with vaccines now in development in some 30 countries.
I think we're going to have great vaccines if this all works out, but I think others will as well.
China's leaders have already pledged to share vaccines they're developing with countries in need, possibly driving down prices internationally. And many experts believe a coordinated, worldwide response is still possible and necessary to eradicate a virus that ultimately doesn't respect nationalities. Dan Ashley, ABC 7 News.